I need to make that a ringtone. You hear that?
Now the bear's coming.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can you tell us your first memory of Tamara?
You know what's weird? And this is kind of a joke. It's not really a joke, and it's not meant to be mean. It sounds mean, and I'm sorry for anyone. I'm sorry to Tamara, I guess. Is I didn't have many memories of her because we went to school since grade 2 together. Grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, all the way up. And I didn't start dating her until grade 11, which is crazy. So I didn't have many moments. I remember grade 7, grade 8, grade 9 a lot more. I remember kind of seeing her there. But I don't know why I don't have many memories of her in elementary. I have no clue why. There's even a video that we came across that I showed in one of my messages where her and I are in grade 2 or grade 3 at a Christmas concert, and we're standing beside each other, and we had to go deliver flowers, I guess, to grandparents. It was grandparents' day or something. And so we go all the way. So she's following me, and I'm walking down this aisle, and she looks at me, and I guess I did something wrong, which, surprise, surprise. And so she looks at me, and she's scolding me almost, and it's all on video. We have this on this home video where she's kind of scolding me, and I look at her, and I'm annoyed, and I'm like, oh. And then she corrects me, and then we go back in line, and you can see I'm a bit annoyed. And I'm like, I have no memory of this, but this is my future wife, and it's the craziest thing that we were little children hanging out in school. It's just crazy. So I don't know. I would say the earliest memory is probably, somewhere around grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, somewhere around there. But she was in my life for actually even earlier than that. We were both born in Selkirk, and apparently I was watched by her grandparents as babies in their home. And so, which is crazy. So in the first few months or years of my life, I was already around my wife, which is crazy. It's a weird thought.
Can you tell us about how you're connected with the Fontaine family?
Leon is actually my father-in-law. Tamara's the second, or no, I guess the middle child. So she's a middle child of Leon and Sally Fontaine. And so Leon is my father-in-law. He's, he was this. I remember when I first finally got to meet him, I was just so intimidated and so scared and weak and whimpering. Like I remember being in this like posture, being like, just felt intimidated by his presence. He was just such a force to be reckoned with, and in a great way, like not a negative, scary way, but just an awesome man. And so to me, he became my mentor, my hero, my pastor, my father-in-law, my coach, in every single sense, in business, in church, in preaching and communicating and loving and leading and constantly. So when I would see Pops, which is his grandpa name for my children, his grandchildren, I would see the love that my children had for him at such an incredible level. He was teaching me how to be a grandpa. So I'm watching my own children hang with him, and I see him hang and laugh and play, and I see him handle maybe moments as a parent where we would maybe go over the top, and I could see that he was going, I wouldn't do it that way. He wouldn't say it to me, but I could see it through his eyes, where he'd be like, and then I'd see him handle a similar type moment with my own children, and then I'd instantly take notes and be like, wow, yeah, great way to do it. So he was always leading by example in every area of life, and that was probably one of his greatest things, was he was kind of the father to all. And that was something when I watched and saw him in every aspect of my family and life and work, I realized that's something I want to be. I want to absorb that.
I'm going to list off a few people, and can you describe them in one word?
Oh, that's going to be tough.
Tamara.
I'd say strong. Yeah.
Sally.
I'd say similar to Tamara. I'd say kind of this fierce strength. Sorry, 2 words. Fierce. I'd say fierce.
Eden.
I'm along the same line here, but I feel this way about all the women. Powerful, yeah.
Jaden.
I'd say loving.
Danielle.
I'd say social. There's so many more words I'd add for every one of this, but she's incredibly social, yeah, with connecting people.
David.
I'd say brave.
Michaela.
Depends on, as you can tell, I'm smiling immediately because I think of all these memories. I'd say just lively. Yeah, I want to say so many more words. It's hard as a pastor to say one word.
Austin.
I'd say peaceful.
Zach.
I'd say, There's a bunch of words that come to mind. But I think if I had to nail down one thought, one word, I want to say, if I say this word, it doesn't necessarily make sense, so I might have to cheat here and say a couple. I want to say capable and capacity. And I think I need to kind of explain that. But what I mean is, I found myself always watching him as a young man, even younger than me, because he just had this peace and ease to him. When I would be like, I'd probably be freaking out about that, and he was like, it'll be fine. And so yeah, so that's what I mean by capacity is, yeah, an effortless ease to him. I guess grace would probably be a better word, graceful.
And Jessica.
I'd say, I feel, this might seem odd to some people, but light, a lightness to her.
What is the one most valuable thing you learned from Leon?
Oh my gosh. If it had to come down to one thing, gosh, there's so many things that come to mind. It truly came down to love. Like, love had to be the forefront thing for every single thing you did. It had to be the Father's love. Not just Leon as a father, the Father, God, Father God's love. And Leon lived that way. And because he lived that way, it rubbed off on every single thing around him. Job, relationships, business. And I don't know if a lot of people can maybe understand what I'm saying unless you've experienced it and seen it. He's not sitting there hugging everyone going, I love you. No, there was just an authentic care for every single person. It didn't matter who it was. It didn't matter if it was a stewardess on a plane. They felt this, oh man, there's something about this guy. I remember seeing contractors working in their home, stopping in the foyer and truly saying these statements going, there's something about you guys. I don't know what it is. I remember being, but because he truly embodied the Father's love, and that went everywhere all the time. That's, if I had to say one thing, I'd say it's that.
What was your first thought when Leon told you he wanted to shoot 5 in the Wild?
I don't think we even imagined it would turn into what it was. The name 5 in the Wild came down the line, but essentially we would always get together. This is our normal life. Like, that's what I don't know if a lot of people understand, is that we don't go to ranches, but if we were on a ranch, we would be doing this. We would grab an ATV or do this. And so anytime we're together, especially when we have downtime as brothers and family, we get pretty creative and innovative. And often Leon was always watching us going, guys, what are you doing? Relax, take it easy. But then eventually he'd jump in and be like, okay, this is awesome. And so we'd have these fun times. And so then eventually too, we would kind of wind down and actually have some very intense talks where after guys I find hang out or do things, they finally actually kind of ground themselves and have these talks that they usually don't get to have. And so that was the design behind 5 in the Wild, is that we realized, let's just show people what we're like and how they can be like that too, and have these real God-connected moment talks. Because we would go fishing or do things in this, that, the other thing, and then eventually we'd sit down truly around the dinner table and unpack like concepts of life and origin of creation, or what happened first here, or what came here, or why did Abraham go through that. Like, we talked through these things, and having Leon there as the insight was just incredible. It was like an biblical encyclopedia that was just off the charts, where he would just guide this, but he also wasn't telling us constantly going, well, let me tell you. No, it was beautiful conversation where we'd wrestle with it and see it and talk about it, and then we'd kind of say like, man, if only people could learn this. And he'd kind of build a series sometimes right then and there and be like, yeah, you guys are right, let's go for it. So it was very much we see men around us just dying on their own. They're emotionally dying, they're spiritually dying, they don't know the word, they're running to substances to help them feel a certain way. And so we realized, let's show them what it can be like without substances and being a real authentic godly man. So we decided to show them a glimpse into our world, and that's where it started.
What was your favorite part of shooting 5 in the Wild season 1?
I think my favorite part, you know what, there were so many fun moments, really fun moments, and it was a wild ride. Like, I don't, no pun intended. Like, I didn't mean it that way, but it really was. It was intense. It was hard. It was physically demanding. And like, by the time we were done shooting, I was hurting in so many places. My knees, my hips, my legs, my everything. Like, I was in pain everywhere because we were jumping and trying and doing things over again, and take 1, take 2, take 3, try it again, all sorts of stuff. And so I was in a lot of pain. And so it was when we were done, it was very satisfying to be like, we did all this, like, and we didn't shy away from it one bit. We went after it. And then the other thing too is like doing it with my brothers, my family, and Leon. That's the other part where I think when you watch through the end of season 1, you'll see that we kind of reflect, saying like, and we almost kind of all say the same thing. And that wasn't planned. We all say at the end, like, man, there's nothing I wouldn't do with these guys. Like, I'd be able to take on the world with these guys. And I feel that way. And so there was moments where, as a viewer, you might not see it because you don't feel it. But when you're about to get on this 1,100 pound calf in a cage and the bull rider's going, good luck, like, here you go. I just gave you a 15-second course on this. Like, I was deeply, deeply nervous, about to throw up. Maybe you don't see it, doesn't see it on the camera, but we were so scared. And there's 30 or 40 moments of those all throughout the show where you're going, oh my gosh, what are we about to do here? But you overcome it and overcome it and overcome it. And when you're done, you reflect and go like, that was incredible. And like, that's actually like a small depiction of life, where these moments where you're going, how do I handle this? But then you get through it and go, wow, like that was awesome. Like I was built for this. I'm made for this. And so that's kind of the mini story within the bigger story. And so doing it with my brothers and my family and overcoming these things together, I think is probably the greatest memory I have of the whole thing. If I had to pick an individual memory, I'd say riding the heifer. That was wild. I wish I could actually do it again. I hope I could ride longer this time, but it was just wild how out of control I was. But you just have absolutely nothing to do with it. I was off the second I got on.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on in that first clip.
Okay, let's watch it. So we're stuck in the mud here. This is a 5 in the Wild shoot that we did with his brothers. And Austin was just a crazy driver. We're trying to rally these, wrangle in these cows in this open pasture with this ATV thing. And it was just insane. It was just total chaos. There's 5 of us, there's only 4 seats. And we're just failing in every way, shape, and form. So you can see there at the very end that they're on the ATVs helping us out because it just was taking so long. But yeah, we were just getting unstuck as Austin drove into a ditch. I was on the top yelling, ditch, ditch, watch out, ditch. And he just drives right into it. It was ridiculous.
All right, you can go to the next video.
Oh man, here we go. The moment we walked up here, I knew we were gonna kill these chickens. And so that's why, are we showing the whole thing here? Let's see. Do they show it on the show? Oh no, they don't. I remember hearing stories of like relatives and farms and talking about how they would like prep the chicken. And then one way you gotta do it is first you gotta kill it and then pluck it and prep it for dinner and stuff like this. So I remember hearing all sorts of farming stories about it, and I've never, like, this is the moment where you're like, what? They do this? And so I remember we were walking up here, I'm like, I know this is gonna happen. And so I think they were going to see if we were brave enough to do it, because it's intimidating. And it sounds really bizarre, but I was like, I've never done it. We gotta eat chicken. This is something I've always wanted to do too, because I knew you had to do it. And then apparently they say, after you do that, the chicken runs around afterwards, and these chickens didn't. But but yeah, so none of the boys were stepping up, and I realized, well, we're gonna do it anyway, and we gotta eat, so let's go for it. That's kind of my attitude.
The next few clips might explain a little bit about why you were in so much pain at the end of this shoot. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Oh, even branding this thing. That was, oh no, we were giving medicine. Is that what we were doing? Oh yeah, and branding. These were huge calves. So they were about, I think 4 or 5 months too old, meaning they were like, they were huge. I don't know how many pounds they were, but the guys who were teaching us how to do it were wondering how they were gonna do it, and they were the experts. And I remember I was standing beside him going, you're worried how you're gonna wrestle this thing to the ground? Like, and I have to do it, and I'm the rookie? And he was like, well, yeah, they're almost twice the size as we normally do it. And I'm going, what? I'm like, we're gonna die. I'm like, this thing's gonna kick me in the face, and I'm gonna have this broken face for the rest of my life. But yeah, we did it. You just tackle it. You just go after it.
All right, let's take a look at the next video.
Oh man. Oh, this was so painful. Cowboy jousting. Oh, I still have an injury from that exact fall right there. If you slow it down right there, right when I fall. I absolutely cranked my shoulder into the ground, and I can't catch a ball properly now. I'm getting there though, it's improving. But yeah, that was wild. So you throw the lasso at each other's feet, and the first one to cinch it up and make the other fall loses. And and this game came out of us waiting for the cameras. It was in between takes. We were just waiting, and the cameras had to do this. And so the camera crew were like, it's not that we're just like bothered by them waiting. They're doing hard work. They're doing their job, and we know that. So we're just kind of patiently waiting. And then all of a sudden we're standing next to one of the guys that are teaching us to do some of the stuff that we're supposed to be doing. And he goes, have you guys ever heard of cowboy jousting? And we're like, no. And he's like, do you want to do it while we wait? And of course we're all game. And so he's like, well, yeah, you just run with the lasso, throw it at each other's feet, cinch it up, last man standing wins. And so we were all over this. So we start doing it while they're doing their stuff. And then the producer goes, let's film this. We have to film this. So then she gets the cameras ready and then we start filming it. But that's what I mean though. That's what we do as brothers and family, is that we'll just make the best of it and have fun. And it usually involves getting hurt a little bit. So that's what this was.
All right, let's take a look at the next video.
So again, I lost here, and I had to get shot by that. Oh, I remember this so bad. It stung. Bare skin like that. It was rough. And so this was a penalty for losing the. Why did I get shot? Oh, because I had the most shots on me. That's why. I got hit with the most paintballs, and so this was the penalty to the person who got shot the most, which makes no sense. I got shot the most, and then I get shot again. Okay, whose logic is that?
Well, and you actually volunteered to be shirtless.
Oh, did I?
Because we were so confident.
Oh, I was so confident we were gonna win. That's right. Yeah, pride comes before a fall, and a haughty spirit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess I had this coming for me. This hurt so much. I remember, I think she got me close to my chest here. Yeah, right there. It's exactly that shot. I was like near bleeding right there. And the burn that happened, because it's all so sensitive, oh, that was rough. I remember my shirt felt like it was burning every day.
All right, let's take a look at the next video.
This was really, really hard. I couldn't believe how hard this was. I sucked at this, like really bad. I don't know why. Watch, I fall off, I think, in 1 second. Yeah, there you go. Jane's like, you fell off already? And like I don't know, I just couldn't stay on. Look at that backdrop though, eh? Isn't that beautiful? That's the foothills of Alberta. It's just stunning.
All right, take a look at the next video.
Oh, riding the heifer. This was, I can't tell you how nervous I was for this. It was wild. And to the camera people, I don't know if you know how, like it just, this thing was so powerful, it lifted the whole gates off with all the guys standing on the gates because it was mad when we were trying to do this. It hooked it and lifted everyone up. And so, yeah, it was so intense. When I fell on the ground there too, oh, I remember, he's like, you ready? And I was like, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. So they opened the gate, it goes, and then as soon as I did this, I instantly fell over to my right. And I think I fall on the same shoulder that I hurt. And his knee, the hoof of the heifer, like half stepped on my thigh. So I had a bruise from the inside of my thigh all the way down to my calf because he kind of pushed and it like hit so hard. But I didn't even know it until later on that night when I get in the shower. I would always find all my bruises and issues when I was in the shower. It's crazy.
What was your favorite part of shooting season 2 of Five in the Wild?
Season 2 was, well, first of all, the fishing is unbelievably fun. They're so incredible. So that is the most like fun thing in the world. Kississing Lake Lodge is just such a paradise. It's so gorgeous, so beautiful, dreaming, just fish that you would just dream to catch. So that part is amazing. And again, though, I'd say like the competition between the brothers and trying to catch as many fish, and then it just feels like one giant fairy tale up there. Like, because you're just having fun all the time. They take such good care of you. And then we're competing against our own family and our brothers. And so it's just not a worry in the world. You're outside cell reception. It's just so peaceful, so fun. And then just doing all these competitions and fun games with the brothers was just a memory of a lifetime. Really, truly a memory of a lifetime. And then once we actually finally wrap the whole day up and we get to these table talk conversations, just those, like it's just special moments like that where I'm going, as I grow up, I dream of relationships like this with my son-in-laws. Like, think about that. How many families do you know that have these types of relationships with their son-in-laws? Like, yeah, I don't know of any. I don't know of a single one, to be honest. And to think that this family is that close, that connected, and Leon and Sally have done such a good job of keeping the family close, it's so amazing. And so that's what's so beautiful out of watching all this happen and being able to do this together is it's not just we're doing what the TV show tells us to, not at all. This is genuine, like this is real. This comes out of our own hearts, and then we decided to film it anyway.
Can you play the next clip and tell me a little bit about it?
So here we have this giant elastic slingshot to shoot water balloons at the guys on the kayaks. And like you can see from our body language, our body posture, I have absolutely nothing holding me back. I want to nail him as hard as we possibly can. I don't care if it's in the face, in the head. But if you watch Leon's language and body posture, he's genuinely concerned because he's he's watching out for his son-in-laws. And so he's watching out for them, being like, guys, take it easy, watch out. And so you can hear through his voice, he's trying to be like really gentle, and he knows that we won't back down. He knows we won't take it easy. And so we're really trying to clock each other. I'm hoping for the most damage as possible. And it was so much fun. It was really hard. It was really hard to land these shots, but it was a lot of fun. But like I said, almost all of our games involve pain. And that's just men in general, I feel like. It ups the ante.
All right, let's take a look at the next video.
I think it's smoking in the back of the head.
Okay.
Just weird stuff he takes.
Weird stuff. Holy smokes.
Yeah, an opportunity just presented itself. Their backs were to us. We had the drone. They weren't aware of us. Austin will jump. Definitely.
Oh man.
They've already forgotten.
Yeah, I've already forgotten.
Do it.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? Smack rocks here? No, it's got like a thing on it.
They
Do you have it here though?
Yeah.
Right, just no, not like my pack. There's a piece right there. I cannot believe this goes. Drop it a bit.
I cannot believe this video.
Pin it.
You hear this like giant mosquito?
Right, my pack. There's a piece right there. I
Comes
cannot
in
believe
so
this goes.
fast.
Drop it a bit. Drop it. Pin it.
And this is after a long day of fishing on the boat. We're just trying to relax on the fire, have a coffee, like just try to. It sounds like we're trying to relax. It's tiring being on the water all day. It just sucks the energy out of you. And so we're just chilling there. But yeah, that was so funny. Again, trying to hurt each other. It's just fun. I don't know why. Like this, it's hilarious.
All right, go to the next video.
Oh man, I remember this. Who was that? Who's going like that?
Now the bear's coming.
No, it wasn't. Is that actually awesome? Are you kidding me? What are you so scared for? How do you make that a ringtone? You hear that?
Now the
That's hilarious.
Now the bear's coming.
Yeah, no kidding. David's wearing shoes, you little wimp. Not that high.
3, 2, 1.
It doesn't look that high, but it felt high. I think it was 30 or 25 feet. Something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about that, I'd say. It was so fun. That was one of the extra things that we got to do with the guides, brought us there to the cliffs. It was like that place is just such paradise, but that was really fun. It was hard to get up there. We had to hike up the rocks with wet feet because you have to swim in the water, get to the rock, climb the rocks, and you're almost sliding down the rock face the whole time. Then we eventually get up there and then start jumping. It was awesome. They also came and buzzed us with the airplane to show off kind of the plane, which was really, really cool.
All right, go to the next video.
Gosh, this is so silly. Fish. I actually know a friend who fishes this way with mask and snorkel with his fishing line underwater, and he'll take the line, and that's why I did this, is we're in the pursuit of the biggest fish. So I was like, why don't I get in the water and do this? Because a friend of mine truly does this. He'll go where there's busy fish, he'll cast, drop it, and just drag it right in front of the fish. And so that's what I'm doing here. It's ridiculous. And it was so cold, and it was the morning. It was awful.
Why are you passionate about Miracle Channel?
I think every single day about the fact that people are honestly not making heaven. And some people might think it's unrealistic that I actually do think that, but I do every single day. I'll drive down the streets and I'll look at cars and I'll just question in my mind, I wonder if they know Jesus. I wonder if they do. And statistically speaking, we can kind of get an idea, but I think about that a lot. And so when I realize how effective the channel is, Miracle Channel, I realize it's such a powerful tool to get past everyone's boundaries, borders, and walls and get right into their home, right in front of their whole family. And I just think it's just the most incredible thing because we can get to them in many different forms, but ultimately it's about that moment where someone just accepts Jesus into their heart and transforms their life. Like, it's just, I could focus on that for a long time. I love that.